This goes back to your Fandom Menace question.
Yeah.
I say it goes down to being levels of fandom. I'm like a level 5. I watch the movies, I enjoy the movies, I can name the characters in the movies. You start asking me the stars' names and what they're like in their personal lives, I'm like, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't tell you if that's Bruce Willis, that's Demi Moore, but I can't tell you how many pieces of toilet paper they use to wipe their ass or why they love bologna sandwiches more than ham sandwiches. Usually it's like the more you find out about them and their personal lives, because then you watch the movie like, hey, that's that movie with so-and-so. He's a pedophile. That's all I can think of the rest of the movie, so I don't want to know.
Today's episode is brought to you by
Wallet chains.
Sheep never realize there's a wolf around until it's too late.
Gary Oldman and Christopher Walken were the bad guys of the fucking night.
I usually just do a good to remember the character name in the movie. I can't never remember the actor.
Well, there's Gary Oldman. We all know who that
Gary
is.
Oldman's good, yeah.
Okay, he becomes that character. Like, for the character Drexel, for example, even though it was only 7 minutes screen time to get in the character, he almost joined a gang during the riot.
I know I'm pretty, but I ain't as pretty as a couple of titties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For Oldman, he's one of those guys that's like, what movie hasn't he been in it?
I watch Hack the Movies a lot, and one of his guest hosts does not like Gary Oldman. I'm like, how can you not like Gary Oldman? I mean, come on. You go to hell for shit like that. I mean, the guy's good at everything he does. Personally, he's probably a dick. Who knows? I don't know the guy. Come on! Played Sid Vicious and Dracula, and every badass villain character, like every role he does, he plays a awesome villain.
Hell, he was even awesome in Fifth Element as that Zurg guy.
Zord.
Zurg.
Yeah, I know, same thing, right?
Same thing.
I loved him in the Professional when he played
Oh,
that.
yeah, he was total over the wall on that one, but it was awesome.
He was basically evil Commissioner Gordon. I mean, it's the same exact voice. Like, you can totally tell that was his practice for Commissioner Gordon, but like, tone it down a little.
Presto, he did no Tony.
Well, speaking of which, did you ever see that celebrity death match with Gary Oldman versus fucking Christopher Walken?
I did years ago.
I don't know if I've ever seen this, so I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Oh, no. The best part is when it shows their stats. Known for his buggy eyes, scary voice. It can go from 0 to psycho in 2 seconds. Gary Oldman, known for his goatee, being a chameleon. It can go from 0 to psycho in 1.3 seconds.
Oh yeah!
My favorite role that Gary Oldman ever played, obviously, was Drexel in True Romance. Like, in fact, have you done the Tony Scott test yet? It's when you watch both Last Boy Scout
I have seen Last Boy Scout, but it's been a damn long time, but it was a good movie.
and True Romance.
Oh, I haven't seen it forever.
Oh shit, okay, so we're talking about two different things.
Yeah. The Tony Scott test is when you watch both those movies, you figure out which one you like better just by default.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Because, you know, they're both directed by Tony Scott, right? The one's written by Tarantino, and the other one's written by Shane Black.
Or this came out, what, 90?
And one thing I've learned about Shane Black over Tarantino and vice versa is Tarantino knows how to write very good antagonists, but all-right protagonists.
And Shane Black's just the opposite.
Yeah, he has awesome protagonists, but all-right antagonists. And Last Boy Scout, you are rooting for Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Like, the only bad guy who really stands out in that entire movie is Milo.
No, not him. Him and the dude that Bruce Willis breaks his fucking neck, breaks his nose. Yeah.
Kim Coates.
Yeah, Kim Coates. That's
Kim
it.
Coates who's also in the movie Goon. He plays the coach.
Yes.
Yep. Which is also on Tubi, by the way.
Well, I've got the Blu-rays.
Oh, well, never mind. And then, have you ever seen the movie Officer Down yet? Based on the comic book?
No.
Oh, it's great. He plays Officer Down, and what's fucking awesome about that movie is it's directed by Slipknot.
I didn't know it was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, my ex loves fucking goddamn Slipknot. Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, if you ever talk to her again, just show her that movie.
Shut up and get to the point!
Basically, the perfect movie, in my opinion, if you had the protagonist from Last Boy Scout and the villains from True Romance, and you got the perfect fucking movie. What? Kind of like in 2011 when they had that movie Immortals with Henry Cavill. And Ricky Moore, Jason Momoa, Conan, and you have Your Highness, and you have the perfect movie. Because you know what ruined the Conan movie? The villains were so just lame. Because you got fucking Rose McGowan playing incestuous Madam Weaver knockoff. Yeah, that's her.
What happened to Rose? She used to be hot as fuck.
They want to stay relevant, but they suck at their job.
Yeah.
And they're all.
Mental health stuff, and I understand how that works. Jeez, I got mental health issues too.
So do I. That's why I don't have a job, man.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Before I continue, let's bring on today's sponsor, wallet chains. Why use a faggot-ass fucking Ridge wallet? When you're wearing a wallet chain, you'll know when someone's taking your shit, so you can beat the fuck out of them. And also, it makes a good weapon, too.
They think you got attitude, you show them some real attitude.
I mean, go nuts! Get crazy!
In Immortals, the one thing that stands out the most is Mickey Rourke as King Hyperion.
Yeah, I'm pulling on that goddamn bow.
So you get Conan and Tim McBride's character as the heroes, you get Hyperion as the villain, and then his side villain would be the villain in fucking Your Highness, and all the setups of all the movies, and you got the perfect movie.
See, I've never actually tried to sit down and do that. Like, take.
Well, I did when they were out, because I saw all 3 movies in the theaters, and I'm like, well, this is cool. I don't know why it bombed when it came to Your Highness, right? And then Conan, it's like people hated it because it was a remake of Conan, and also proper skin color of Conan, because Conan is from Sumeria, and Sumeria is modern day Iraq, so of course he'd be olive skinned, right? He wouldn't be some fuck. Even though Arnold was a better Conan, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, if we're going by not wokeness but appropriation, I'd go into detail, but you know, I'm just basically just trolling all of you anyway, so whatever. I'd say special thanks to people, but I gotta go on Sub Pals and YT Pals just to try to get 100 views on here, because the algorithm could suck. Coming soon. Oh, I'm doing a deep, insane, deep dive into the entire lore of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Because if you didn't know this, back in 2012, I tried to start a disaster area tribute band.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy notes that it is a disaster area. The Conan rock band, the Galactica Mine Zones, is generally held to be not only the loudest rock band in the galaxy, but in fact the loudest noise of any kind at all. Oh yeah!
Well, I almost have the full collection of Star Wars Legacy, you know, from Dark Horse Comics, you know, when Star Wars comics were good, and my favorite character, Cade Skywalker. I even got the heart, you know, I just need 2 more to add to my collection, and I'll have the whole set to do my review on. I'll do it by individual, you know, trade book. I also got the Predator Omnibus by Dark Horse Comics, because fuck Disney, fuck Marvel. That lore is badass. They actually gave the lore to Predator, you know, in Dark Horse Comics. I also got Axe Cop and a bunch of other things, so stay tuned on that shit.
Plus the fucking message is bomb.com.
Chaos is a ladder.
Shout out to our patrons, in order of importance, the ShadowVessel, the Fly Attractor, Janitor Jake, Count Morivond, Gary Mossberg, and of course Ryan Zacher. If you have any opinions on what I'm saying, like and comment. Just say some shit in the comments. I need more hate mail anyway, because apparently the only way I actually get views is when I piss people off, because this algorithm. Anyway, by the way, all YouTube goths are posers.